Good morning to all my wonderful viewers out there. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. It is time. Because it is a Thursday in Australian time, it means that it's probably what? A Wednesday in the rest of the world? Which means Thursday is just round the corner for the rest of the world, and on Thursday, that means we get a new Supreme release. It's a new Supreme week. So, in today's video, we're going to be covering the artist collaboration that is going to be dropping in that week. Now, don't worry, the drop list for the week will be coming just after. So stay tuned. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and comment down below if you guys want to see more Supreme coverage. And of course, there will be that drop list a little bit later on. But in today's video, we're just going to be talking about the artist collaboration. And the artist collaboration that we're getting in week 4 of Supreme's Spring-Summer 2020 collection is the Rammellzee Supreme collaboration. Okay, so to cover this whole collection that is releasing, we'll just quickly dive over what both Supreme is and what Rammellzee is, and well, what I know Rammellzee is to my best ability, because obviously I was born in 1999, so I don't know a lot about Rammellzee, but it's unfortunate to see that he passed away during my lifetime, and I'm just sitting here like, I never knew him. Never knew what he was about, and only in today, in 2020, do I know about him because of a Supreme collaboration. It's really grim, but at the same time, it is a really cool thing to think about, that because of a skating brand's collaboration, I'm now learning more about a New York-based artist that I would have never come across unless it was for this brand. So I suppose there's a silver lining. There's a silver lining to it. But yeah, we'll talk about Supreme and Rammellzee, and then we'll move over to the HYPEBEAST article that I have that has a lookbook, all the photos of all the pieces, everything like that, and then we'll cover that. And then the next video I'll do will be about the drop list, which obviously will include all these pieces that we're covering today as well. So, to start it off with, Supreme. We basically know what Supreme is by now, but just for a little refresher, it is a skating brand that started up in 1994 in New York City. It's obviously very famous, worn by some very famous people, known most commonly for its Supreme box logo, which was originally copied or mimicked, depending on what you like to label it as, from a female artist. She did a very good art series about consumerism, and Supreme copied it and did their famous box logo about it. So yeah, there's that whole thing. That's a conversation for a whole nother video. It's a touchy subject, that one. But in saying that, that is what Supreme is most commonly known for their iconic box logo. Mainly because a lot of famous people do wear the box logo at least at one point in their life, especially hip-hop artists. They're known for wearing, all the box logos over the years. So that is what Supreme is most commonly known for. I mean, I know it as a skating brand and a little bit more than that. I've been following the seasons for the past couple of years. Probably, when was the first season I started following? I want to say like 15, 16, because I remember in 15, 16, I bought my first Supreme item, which was the Spring-Summer 2012 bamboo hemp cap. That was my first item, and I bought that. I remember it was like 3 years after the season, and I was like, yo, this is kind of cool. I'm buying an item that came out 3 years ago. And now it's like 2020, and that item's like 7 years old. Man, time flies. Time flies. But yeah, that is Supreme, a skating brand that started in 1994 by James Jebbia, obviously known for its famous Supreme box logo, but they do collections twice a year, and yeah, that's basically all I really have to say about them. You could go on about Supreme for like 20 minutes if you had to like break it down, but I just want like a quick summary of Supreme. Now, Rammellzee, I had to like learn the pronunciation of that name because I was like, how do I say it? But it's broken up into 3 parts. Rammellzee. I'm gonna struggle to honestly summarize his career, because from the stuff that I watched, because I obviously did a little bit of research into him now that he's getting a collaboration with Supreme, his career is hard to sum up. I gotta say, guys, it is hard. So Google's perfectly summarized it, so I'll use that to summarize it. He was a visual artist, a gothic futurist graffiti writer painter, He was a performance artist. He was a hip hop musician. He was an art theoretician. I can't even say that. And a sculptor from New York City. He achieved a lot in his lifetime. He's most famously known for his sculptures and his paintings, from what I can find. He used to sculpt these huge, like, Transformer, Voltron looking like outfits and stuff like that, and he used to associate personalities with each of these outfits, and he used to wear them as well, and then, you know, put on that personality or become that character. It sounded really crazy. It definitely sounds very 80s, doesn't it? It does sound very 80s. Yeah, he was born in 1960 and unfortunately, as I said, passed away during my lifetime. He passed away in 2010, 27th of June, which means I would have been 11. I would have been 11 when he passed away. So I don't think 11-year-old me at the time would have remembered Rammellzee or knew who he was or anything like that. So this is all very new to me. And it's probably all very new to a lot of you guys as well. Yeah, no, he seemed like he achieved a lot in his career, and it honestly seemed like a really cool guy from a lot of the videos that I was watching. I kind of wish that I knew more about him earlier instead of having to be introduced to him by Supreme, because it's kind of like this guy seems like he influenced a lot from a lot of subcultures that I'm really interested in, and I didn't even know about him. So yeah, that's kind of embarrassing, but anyway, that's okay. I'm glad that I just got to learn something today. I got to learn something about Rammellzee. That's kind of cool. So Supreme and Rammellzee are collaborating. Obviously, it's the estate of Rammellzee now that he's passed away, but Supreme is doing a little capsule that is going to be comprised of, you know, hoodies, jackets, shirts, everything like that, and it's all going to be influenced by Rammellzee's art pieces. So his paintings, his sculptures, everything like that. So it has potential to be really, really cool. We have seen some of the pieces, and we've talked about some of the pieces when I cover, you know, like all those individual sections of the Supreme season. So like when I cover the jackets, the sweatshirts, everything like that. We have already seen some of the Rammellzee pieces. I may have not have known that they were the Rammellzee pieces, but now we get like a summary because obviously we're going to see the whole collection. So a lot of the pieces will be familiar to us. So I am really keen to go over the collection and have a look at what is dropping, and then also to be blown away and be like, oh, that is a Rammellzee piece, you know, because like obviously I've already seen it before and I didn't know. So that'll be really fun. That'll be really cool. As I said, we have a HYPEBEAST article to cover it. So without further ado, I think we should head over to the HYPEBEAST article and have a look at the collection that is releasing, that is between Rammellzee and Supreme. Ooh, okay, so this is the first piece, the first two pieces as we can see. We covered these both in the sweats video. If you haven't seen that, I covered it in the sweats video and the bottoms video as well. I definitely talked about these two pieces here, so we have seen them before. So we've probably covered most of this collection without even realizing it, or at least without me realizing it anyway. I was a fan of the hoodie though. The hoodie is a super loud spray painted piece, but it just looks really cool, man. Like you could wear this, I mean, I wouldn't wear it like this, but I'd wear it under like an all black outfit and then just have this as like the vocal point of the outfit, you know, it popping, it's showing all the color. It's just a super clean piece, man. I think this is really, really cool. Yeah, no, I would love to see what well, we're gonna go through the rest of the collection obviously. So I reckon there's gonna be like 7 images that are gonna be the lookbook, and then 10 images that are gonna be the actual pieces, you know. So I'm super keen to get into this because a lot of the pieces I reckon will be inspired more by Rammellzee's artwork, like his paintings, less so than his like sculptures and stuff. Probably because, you know, that's a lot easier for a brand to like do on clothing pieces and stuff, you know, to have like his paintings on pieces instead of like doing like massive sculpture pieces and stuff like that. So I reckon a lot of it's going to look like this, but yeah, no, it'll be really cool. We'll dive into the images after we cover everything in the actual article. There's a lot of details there, but it should be good. It should be good. I'm very keen to actually dive into it. So Rammellzee x Supreme Spring 2020 collection. an expansive tribute to the late great Queens artist featuring new sweatsuits, tees, and more. Very nice. I'm very keen to dive into it. As part of its Spring 2020 collection, Supreme has prepared a capsule with the estate of late New York graffiti legend Rammellzee, consisting of Gore-Tex equipped outwear and D-Martini messenger bags. We covered both those pieces actually. So when we went over the outwear in, I think it was our first part ever that we went over the outwear for the season, we talked about I think the Gore-Tex pieces, because they were covered in like spray paint designs. I reckon that's the pieces they're referring to. They were really cool pieces. They were really solid Gore-Tex pieces. They had some really cool minimal branding on it, and the overall design was just really cool. It was they're big statement pieces for sure, because they're just like filled with color and stuff, but they were really cool. They were really cool land racks. Yeah, I would love to check them out. And the D-Martini messenger bags, we covered that in the recent video where I covered all the bags in the Spring Summer 2020 collection. If you haven't checked that out, definitely go check that out. I didn't know, but I should have known at the time, but obviously this artwork here was done on one of the D-Martini bags, and that should make sense because it's just there. So these bags we've already covered, and it had this artwork on it, and it was really cool. So that's kind of crazy that we've already covered most of the collection already, and I didn't even know. But I'll be keen to see it again. I'll be keen to see all the pieces again, but we'll dive into what else it has to say here. It looks like we've got a lot to talk about, both of which released as part of the Spring 2020 season's inaugural drop. Plus, new fleece sweatsuits and tees. The offerings serve as a colourful, vivid tribute to a pioneer of Big Apple street art that spans 3 different stages of his career. Originally from Far Rockaway, Queens, I was watching a video and someone made the joke about Far Rockaway, Queens. They'd never been to the place, and apparently it is very, very far away from New York City. So they had to take a lot of trains to get there. So that was a good joke that they were playing on that. The name literally explains how far you have to go to get to that location, which is a crazy thought. Imagine that. Queens. Rammellzee began his artistic journey by writing graffiti on heavily trafficked a train during the 70s, developing a signature jagged lettering style that's visible on one of the collection's t-shirts. In the 80s, he moved towards abstract neon splotched paintings that were bold in style and color alike. So I assume these pieces here. Blending a compelling a cacophony of tones and textures, these conceptual artworks are nodded to by new heavyweight fleece hoodies and sweats, as well as previously released Gore-Tex Anrax, pants, and hats, plus D-Martini messenger bags, each adorned with colorful all-over print. Crazy. Finally, in the 90s, Rammellzee mostly relegated himself to be the battle station, his expansive studio in Manhattan's Tribeca neighborhood. Here he created giant sculptures called the Garbage Gods, gargantuan figures with names like Vian the Insane and Chaser the Eraser. Crazy. That are acknowledged by the collection's second and final graphic t-shirt style. Besides his personal artistic achievements, Rammellzee worked closely with other New York luminaries like Jean-Michel Basquiat and Jim-Jar Mussina. I don't know how to pronounce these names, my god. Making him an adept choice to serve as Supreme's latest collaborative partner. Due to the store's closure caused by novel coronavirus, the Rammellzee x Supreme hoodies and t-shirts will be released exclusively on Supreme's web store come Thursday, March 19th, in the US and Europe. Then it'll arrive in Japan /the Japan online store on March 21st. Select styles of the Gore-Tex outwear and messenger bags are now available. I think they did release in previous weeks. I think we did cover them before. But let's dive into all these pieces and have a look at everything that is releasing as part of this collection. So this is the sweatpants and the hoodie that they were talking about. I really love this hoodie. This hoodie is a really crazy piece. I'd love to pick it up, but I'm holding off on picking up stuff from this season until maybe later after the season, because I'm focusing on investing in businesses and stuff like that at the moment. So I'm not really focusing on buying like a bunch of Supreme pieces, although I should buy like 1 or 2 from this season, just so I can unbox it on the channel and have it and wear it and all that kind of jazz, because there have been some cool pieces that have dropped this season. I really like this combo. I wouldn't buy the pants though, a little bit too wild, but the hoodie, that's a sick piece. That's a really, really cool piece. We'll move on to the next piece. Okay, so a graffitied style piece there. I assume it says Supreme because I can see like an S, a U, a P. Looks like an R there, then EME. It looks like Supreme. I like the way it's stylized there. Obviously, you can only understand it if you like have seen it before or are good at looking at street art. I mean, not the same that I am, but it looks quite obvious with the S, U, P, R there. It looks like off to the side, and R, and then EME. I assume it says Supreme there. It's a very cool looking tee. I think that one will pop off really well. There are his garbage giants that he designed. This one is going to be really popular because it's him wearing a Supreme tee. They've obviously put the Supreme tee on him, you know, photo edited that in. That's going to be really popular because that's just a really cool tee by itself. Even if you don't know Rammellzee, look at that. It's a garbage creature wearing a Supreme tee. That's a pretty steezy piece. That's pretty cool. I reckon those are going to sell really well. And this white one actually is kind of fire. I actually kind of like that one. That's kind of cool. I like it that this collection captures each different decade of his career. So the 70s, 80s, and 90s. That's really cool. Okay, there's the Anorak. Look at that. That's a crazy piece. That is a really crazy piece. I really like that one. That's really cool. I'm not a huge Anorak kind of guy, but yeah, this is a super sick piece. Damn. That'll be super popular. Even if you don't like Rammellzee, people will really like the art style that's presented on this piece. So I could definitely see a lot of people picking it up. And I assume Gore-Tex and Supreme here, both the minimal branding on it, are all embroidered. So I mean, you know, you can't go wrong with a little bit of embroidery, you know? Yeah, super clean piece there. Woo! There's the hoodie. There's the hoodie. I love it. I love it. Very minimal branding on the left breast there, but I really like the use of neon colors all over it. It's just super loud, super crazy, and they're the pieces I more gravitate towards when it comes to Supreme. So, I mean, Supreme releases a lot of really good basic hoodies, just like simple, basic little designs, but it's these like unique seasonal pieces that I'm just like, this is where it's at. This is what I want to pick up when it comes to Supreme. You know, this is where I'm really going at. This is super sick. I would love to pick it up. I'm hopefully on the resale market, it won't resell for much more than retail. That seems to be the case with a lot of the hoodies that I'm looking at the moment. A lot of people they're just not selling well, and heaps of people just aren't buying them. So I might actually be able to pick a couple of them up this season, fellas. I might actually get around doing that. I'll put some money to aside for you, and I'll consider picking up a Supreme hoodie. But there is a lot of stuff that I'm looking to buy this season over the next coming months. So we're just going to have to see. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to see. But we'll keep moving on. There's the back of it. Look at that. Crazy. Crazy stuff. I think this is a super sick piece. It may not be for everyone. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on it. But for me, I think this is really cool. I think this is a really awesome piece. I'd love to pick this one up. Yeah, that's all I really got to say. There's the sweatpants. I assume, yep, there's a photo of it on the back. Got a little Supreme pocket on the back there. Very loud. I think this could be a very cool piece if you just like kept the rest of the outfit super toned down. So, you know, like white Air Forces, white tee. You could go full HYPEBEAST and go white Supreme Air Forces, these pants, and then the white Rammellzee tee as well. Go with these pants. That'd be a pretty cool outfit. Definitely tag me on Instagram if one of you guys are out there designing and do that piece. Sorry, do that outfit, you know. Definitely tag me on that. I'd love to see that. Yeah. Nah, this is cool. This is cool. They're a cool pair of pants, but yeah, I don't think I'd pick these up. I'd be more focused on the hoodie. The hoodie is definitely where it's at. Moving on to the graphic tee. This one's in black. I think this one's really cool as well. It does really stand out, but you can barely see the border of the actual tee on it, eh? I think I would prefer the white one. I think the white one would be really cool, but the black one's also really nice as well. This is going to be super popular though. Even though the people are going to be like, who the hell is Rammellzee? I think this is going to be really, really cool. We'll move on to the back of it. Oh, cool. It's got a bunch of designs and everything on the back of it. Can't go wrong with that. That's super steezy. I actually really like that. That's really cool. And just, you know, you can't go wrong with a little Supreme Box logo right at the bottom of it. This is really cool. This is actually really cool. The tee is an awesome I would pick this up. This is super clean, man. This is clean. I'm not usually a Supreme tee kind of guy, but this is nice. This is a nice tee. Moving on. Oh, wow. Okay, so here's all the colors it comes in. It comes in black, blue, green, pink, or white. I think white and black are going to be the ones that sell really well. The other ones, I don't know. Maybe you're a fan of the pink one. Maybe you're a fan of the lime green and blue, but I think I'm going to stick to the black and the white ones, honestly. I think that's going to be where it's at. Move to the next piece. The graffiti styled one. Very cool. It's got two graffiti pieces on each sleeve, and then you got the main piece on the front. Does it have anything on the back? Oh, what do you know? It does. It has a couple of his designs on the back as well. That's really cool. That's really cool. These are some of his sculptures that he did from memory. I think this is like weapons that he made out of like skateboards and stuff. Crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy stuff. Yeah, no, that's really cool. I like that it also incorporated his famous graffiti style here. And then also did his other art pieces like his sculptures on the back. That's cool. That's a good way to pay homage to his work. That's actually really thoughtful. I really like that. Comes in heaps of colors. Comes in black, white, pink, green, and blue. Interesting color choices here. I wonder if there's anything surrounding why they chose blue, green, and pink. Maybe they were his favorite colors. I don't know. But I think the black and the white one would be really cool. The white one's really cool because the graphics pop really well. Same with the black. I assume the white graphics that we saw before. Yeah, I assume the graphics here would pop really well on the black as well. This is a clean tee as well. This is a clean tee. And of course we have the Anrax, the Gore-Tex Anrax. I think that this one's my favorite one out of the two. This one is really crazy, but it's just really red. And I think that would be a little bit harder to wear, a little bit too loud for me. But this one's like the perfect combination of loud, bright colors, but also super easy to wear. I think I would go for this one if I was to go for one of the Gore-Tex jackets. Yeah. I think this one's the nicer one, but this is still a very nice piece. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on it, guys. Do you prefer the yellow one, or are you a fan of the red ones? The red one more your grind. Either way, super clean piece, super awesome piece. I love this one. This one's super cool. I don't think I'd be picking it up. I think the only piece that if I had to pick, like if I had to pick one piece out of this whole collection to pick up, it'd be the hoodie. I think the hoodie is just like really calling to me. The other pieces are still really cool though. I definitely consider picking them up, but if like I had to pick one, it would definitely be the hoodie. Moving on, they've got matching Gore-Tex pants. I wouldn't go towards these. I'd be more interested in the sweats that they had before, but still, I think the yellow ones are really cool. The red ones are just a little bit too bright for me, but yeah, no, this ain't bad. You could do matching. You could have a whole matching outfit if you wanted to. Not that I would want to though. I think that would look a little bit too weird, but that's pretty cool that they have the option to. Oh, and they have caps as well. We would have covered that in the hats video as well. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I remember it now. I remember it in the Supreme hats video that we did. Okay, so there you go. We are also getting, you can have the full ensemble, man. You can have the jacket, the pants, and the cap. Literally covered in everything. Wow, that's crazy. I'm still feeling the yellow though. I'm still feeling the yellow. Is anyone feeling the red? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. Would you go with the full yellow outfit ensemble? Like the pants, the jacket, and the hat? Or are you more of a red guy and you go red hat, red pants, and red jacket? What are you feeling? What are you feeling? Let me know everything you got to say about that in the comment section below though, guys. But all around, this was a really cool collection. This was a really cool collection that definitely highlighted his career over the years. We've got the paintings which were done in the 80s from memory. Was it the 80s that he did the paintings? Yeah, so the 90s was the garbage sculptures. The 70s was his signature jagged lettering, and the 80s was his abstract neon splotch paintings. So that's the 70s, that's the 90s, and that's the 80s. How cool is that? How cool is that? It highlights all the and obviously these are the 80s. It highlights all of the decades of his career in this collection. I think that's really cool. So you got the 80s sweats to start off with, you got the 90s graphic tees, you got the 70s graphic tee there, And then you got the 80s Gore-Tex pieces as well. That's just really cool. I think this is a really well done collection. I really like it. There are a couple pieces that I definitely would like to pick up. I have to look at some of the resale prices when they drop, because obviously, hey, I'm Australian. I'm not going to be able to pick it up for retail. But yeah, no, some really, really cool pieces in here, fellas. Some really, really cool pieces. Yeah, let me know all your thoughts and opinions on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or in the comment section below. How do you feel about this Rammellzee Supreme Spring Summer 2020 collaboration? What's your favorite piece? Are you more of the 70s pieces, more of the 80s pieces, or you're more a fan of the 90s stuff? You're more a fan of the sculpture tees like this one here? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions on the Rammellzee Supreme collection in that comment section below, guys. And that's it, guys. That is the whole Rammellzee collection that is coming out in the Spring Summer 2020 Supreme collection. We've had a couple of the pieces already released. We had the anorak, the hat, and the pants released, that whole Gore-Tex selection. That released in, I want to say, week 1 from memory. I don't think we've seen the messenger bag yet, and I don't think the messenger bag is releasing this week. The shirts and the sweats is what's releasing this week, and we'll cover that in the drop list for this week, which will be the next video. So definitely stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to stay updated with all that. But yes, it looks like the sweats and the shirts are going to be the main focus of this week, but we'll cover that then. But that is everything releasing in the Spring Summer 2020 Supreme collection. Obviously some of it released in different weeks and everything like that. It would have been ideal to have it all in one week, but what can you do? What can you do? Supreme just does its own thing, so we got to work around that. But yeah, no, some pretty cool pieces in here. I'm very interested in the hoodie. Hopefully on Grailed, some people will pick up like an XL or something, and then they won't be able to sell it. And then I'll be able to cop it for just a little bit more than retail. We'll have to see, but yeah, no, some cool pieces in here. I like it that it highlights every decade of his career. I think that's really cool, that they have pieces for each individual decade. So if you have a favorite decade of his work, you can buy a certain decade. You don't have to buy like just one piece, you know what I mean? It's really cool. It is a really cool way to pay homage to someone's legacy. I think that's really nice. I want to know your thoughts and opinions though, guys. How do you feel about each of the pieces? What's your favorite decade? Is it the 70s, 80s, or 90s? Do you like his graffiti style from the 70s? Do you like his paintings from the 80s? Or you're more a fan of his sculptures in the 90s? A lot of versatility there, I know, really cool. Let me know what your favorite decade is. Definitely. I think I'm a fan of the 80s. I think the 80s neon spray paint prints are where it's at for me. I think that's probably my favorite, yeah. I mean, especially with the hoodie and all. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about it, guys. So until the next Supreme video, until the next, maybe even the next Rammellzee video, who knows? Until the next Streetwear video, guys, I'll catch you later.